guy.
Ooh,
So, radical
myself
plan.
AIDS.
Radical plan to make Australia smoking free says prescription cigarette sales should be considered. What do you guys think of that?
Wait, read it again.
Prescription
Read it
cigarettes?
again.
So,
What?
radical plan to make Australia smoking free says prescription cigarette sales should be considered.
That's retarded.
Prescription cigarettes? You're gonna have a riot there.
Well, maybe if we're gonna have a right over that rather than our freedoms, people's priorities are really misplaced.
Okay, how about wait.
Addiction,
Wait. Okay, slow down. Everyone take it. Okay, prescription cigarettes. Okay, I understand what that means.
I don't even know what that means.
I do.
Oh, really?
Okay, if you're a smoker, you're addicted to nicotine, you need like the taper off, whatever. But the crazy thing is that actually the Royal College of Health in the UK determined it was 98.9% safer than smoking. It's called vaping, and Australia hates it. They're making laws. You can't do this shit. Yeah, so Australia has the craziest vaping laws ever. They're trying to outlaw it, basically. But Andy, their whole solution is to prescribe cigarettes instead. No, dude, this works.
That's pathetic.
Andy, you know for a fact this works. This works, right? You know for a fact this works.
Is Australia done?
You do it.
Australia's been done a while. We just need to figure out where we go from here.
But do you think it's done? Meaning like
the country, Western values?
Well, is there hope? Like, do you have hope in your heart for Australia?
I do, because I believe that God performs any kind of miracles and that something will happen. But that could be 5-10 years from now. That doesn't mean it's soon.
But I will say this. The reason why I know so much about Australia's laws on vaping is because there's a very popular reviewer before all the laws came into motion, called the Vaping Bogan. The Bogan, he made a lot of product. He actually made his own products. Like, he made his own vape and stuff. Like, he made this shit. He made his own liquid, his own devices. And then around 2019, 2020 or so, they cracked down hard. You can't even sell liquid with nicotine inside of it unless you have your own nicotine or a short fill. They call it a short fill. So so what you do is you purchase the bottle of flavor and other things, and you buy the nicotine separate. You go home and then put the nicotine and the flavoring yourself. It's not done in the store to avoid taxes, I guess. Like, you buy the nicotine bottle, you buy the flavoring bottle, which is way bigger, by the way. You buy both, and then you combine them in your own home, because there's some law in Australia somewhere, I don't know what it is, that you cannot have flavorings and nicotine combined together. I don't know why, because all they do is buy the nicotine and the flavoring separately and then combine them. And then the person, his YouTube views have gone down by a lot. He's been fucked by Australia. I will say, I have watched Australia's scene for this stuff slowly die, very slowly, and it's sad. It's very sad because because even in America we're getting fucked too, but not quite as hard as Australia. Not even close to being as hard as Australia.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're the testing ground for most things these days.
But the thing is, though, is it works. I'm living proof of it. I used to smoke a pack a day of cigarettes. The hardest cigarettes you can buy, American Spirits.
But why is Australia banning it?
Because
this is just a headline. It might not.
No,
you can't believe everything you read.
No. I can tell you for a fact this is a thing too. Because oftentimes, whenever laws come into effect in countries, people resort to do-it-yourself tactics, where they will have flavorings, vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, and nicotine, big balls of it, and make their own juice, whatever. I've done that before too. I'd have people from the show have sent me their own liquid they made. But in Australia, you cannot buy liquid nicotine unless you have a prescription. You can't buy it. You can't make your own liquid. You can't make it.
To be honest, I can't even comment on this because I'm not really sure. It sounds like he knows more than I do.
It's true.
I believe
absolutely you. In Australia, you if you want to make your own, in America, for instance, recently it's gotten kind of harder because of taxes and shit, and the PMTA bill. But in Australia, for a long time, you could make your own e-liquid, your own vape juice, like with whatever. But recently, like very recently, you cannot buy liquid nicotine at all, which is what because is a very crucial ingredient in the whole thing. You need nicotine to vape it, right? Unless you have a prescription from a doctor. And there's only like 100, I think 100 doctors on the whole continent that will do that. And they're not very far spread out. So I have friends from Australia who cannot even like vape anymore. They're just done. They're smoking cigarettes again. They're just like, I'm smoking cigarettes. This is too much trouble. Australia's government is fucking crazy. They're insane. They do dumb shit. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. Like
Okay, so let's move on to the next image that I have to share. Share screen here. All right. I want you guys to